We got a question from one of our listeners asking, do you believe in long prayers?
Oh, wow.
It's a really interesting one. You know, I've heard some pretty long prayers in my time.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Like marathon prayers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Some people can really go on.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, it's funny because I actually used to think that longer prayers were somehow better.
Oh, really?
Like the longer I prayed, the better it was,
Yeah.
more effort.
Yeah, more effort, more devotion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But honestly, over time, I've come to see it a bit differently.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what changed your mind?
I think it was a gradual realization, to be honest.
Uh-huh.
But there's a distinction that's helped me understand it a lot better.
Okay.
The difference between private and public prayer.
That's a good point.
When you're alone,
Yeah.
with whoever you're praying to,
Yeah.
the length doesn't seem to matter as much,
Right, it's just you and them.
It's more about that deep personal connection.
Like those late night conversations.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
That just flow naturally.
Yeah, where you just lose track of time.
Have you ever felt that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like where you just lose all track of time.
Yeah.
And you're just having like a heart-to-heart.
Yeah.
It's almost like the length doesn't matter in those moments.
It becomes irrelevant, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It really does.
It really does.
And, it reminds me of that story of Jesus praying all night.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
It emphasizes that prayer isn't about punching a time clock.
Yeah.
It's not about how long you do it.
Right.
It's about the intention, the sincerity behind it.
It's about the heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's private prayer.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense for private prayer.
Yeah.
What about public prayer?
That's where things get a little more interesting.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a situation
Yeah.
where you're listening to a public prayer?
And it just goes on and on and on. And
Right.
you kind of find your mind wandering a little.
Oh, I've totally been there, yeah.
Yeah, it's like sometimes less is more,
Yeah. It makes me think of Solomon's prayer at the temple dedication.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about a momentous occasion, right?
Yeah.
The grand opening of the temple.
A really big deal.
But his prayer was actually really short,
Yeah.
like under 10 minutes,
Wow.
which is surprising.
Yeah, you think it'd be hours long.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what could possibly require a 20-minute prayer if dedicating a temple took less than 10.
A good question.
Oh, it is a good question.
Maybe it's a hint that it's not about the time we spend,
Yeah.
but the heart we put into it. Like you're saying with the private prayer,
Yeah.
true heartfelt needs
Right.
can often be expressed
Yeah.
with simple, sincere words.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be this big long.
Yeah, and it's like, that stillness you find in contemplative prayer.
Or just sitting in silence sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes the most profound communication happens in the unspoken spaces.
It's interesting you say that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you try to explain something complex to someone.
Yeah.
And you could give them this really long, rambling explanation.
Right.
But sometimes if you can find that one perfect sentence,
Yeah.
that concise, clear thought,
Yeah.
it cuts through all the noise.
It does.
Maybe prayer is similar.
I think it is. Yeah. It's about finding that essence, that core feeling you want to express.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes that can be done beautifully
Yeah.
in a short, powerful prayer.
So we're kind of moving away from this idea that longer equals better.
Yeah, I think so.
What really makes a prayer work?
That's $1 million question, isn't it?
It is.
It really is.
It is.
Yeah, it's hard to define.
Yeah.
But maybe it's about our intention, our focus,
Yeah.
the depth of our feeling,
Yeah.
or maybe it's about something beyond ourselves, Right.
Something we can't fully grasp.
Something bigger than us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What do you think makes a prayer truly powerful for you?
That's a great question for our listeners to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
Let us know.
Let us know.
What makes your prayers powerful?
We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we would.
Okay.
Right.
Well, that was a really fascinating deep dive.
Yeah, it was.
I really enjoyed that conversation.
Me too.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.